There it is. Hey, 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 Fit Fam. It's your girl Natalie, the Keto Bikini Pro, and I am back with another client success story. Today I have Allison joining me. Allison came to me wanting to do a mock prep. So we put Allison through a prep protocol, and instead of landing on the stage, she landed in a fabulous photo shoot for her hubby, but also for herself. So I can't wait to dive in and have Allison share all about her journey. And I hope that there will be some gems in this for you all to take away. So, Allison, thanks for joining me today and agreeing to do this.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Tell us first just a little about who Allison is, kind of like the 1, 2, 3 about you.
I am a mother of 7 daughters that
Woo! Let's just
I know,
pause
right?
there.
That started my keto journey back in like 2017, and I lost 100 pounds on my own just doing keto and working out. So,
Wow. Wow. Can
yeah.
we just say that's huge? Um, Before we dive into like everything of us working together, I would love to hear a little bit about your journey. Because that journey alone was massive. 100 pounds. My
Yeah.
goodness. How old were you when you started that journey? And was this after all of the children? Or, give us a little background there.
So it started 2017. Gosh, how old was I? That was 5 years ago. So I was 35. I'm like, ooh. And I lost about 90 of the pounds the first 3 years, and then met my husband, got pregnant. I did not do keto while pregnant. I just was nauseous and wanted crackers. So, but I had a normal pregnancy, only gained like the recommended 25 pounds, and then immediately lost all that weight, but didn't do keto until after I was done nursing. So I was basically off keto for about a year and 9 months. And then as soon as I was done nursing, I went straight back on to keto, and the rest of the baby weight fell off and then some. So I was able to hit that 100-pound mark after having a baby.
Wow.
So then it just was that next step that, okay, how can I push myself more? And that's where you came in.
Awesome. Okay, so let's see. When you came to me, where were you at in your journey? And what was it that was like, you know what? I want to take this plunge.
I was stuck. Like I had a number in mind. I wanted to hit 135. That was just like the magic number for me. I couldn't ever hit it. I got to 136 like 9 months before I met you. I hit 136, and then it would just teeter 136 to like 140. I just never could hit 135. And then I really wanted to grow my legs and my butt. Those are like my struggle areas. And so yeah, I was just stuck. And so I knew I needed to reach out and do something different. And so I think I saw one of your posts that you were doing a uh what did you call it? Scholarship. Yes. You're doing a scholarship. So I was like, what do I have to lose? I'm going to apply. And so I did.
So for you, you had already started lifting, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'd started your fitness journey a little bit. When did you start your fitness journey? After you lost the initial weight and you were looking to get toned up, is that what it was?
I had done beach body while I was doing keto. So I didn't go to the gym until after I'd lost a significant amount of weight. So I'd always done some fitness routine, but I had done beach body and several of their workouts. And then my brother-in-law introduced me to the gym. And so I've been doing the gym thing since like 2019.
Yeah, because when you came to me and I took a look at your physique, I was like, damn, girl, you're already like, you have built a foundation. You have a really nice shape. You had some decent muscle when we started together. So even though, and I know a lot of people get to, that 100-pound weight loss and they've never touched a weight and they've never done anything on the fitness side, it just feels like they have such an uphill battle. Um, but you, thank goodness, we're already on a fitness journey. So you had already built a fantastic foundation. And when you came to me, you were like, you know what? I want to really go all in and like
Hmm.
prep. I want to see how far I can take this. You were all fired up to like get to a whole new level you've never seen before.
Yes.
And because you were in a healthy place hormonally, you were in a healthy place with your caloric intake. You were not,
Hmm.
you had not been on severe deficit for a long period of time. You didn't have disordered eating patterns. You were in a really healthy place mentally, physically. You set yourself up for success. So I was like, yeah, you know what? I would be the first one to tell you if no, we need a reverse diet, or no, you're not ready for a cut. But I was like, yeah, you know what? You're in a great place. This is not going to be easy. This is going to test you in new ways, which I'm sure we
Yeah.
will get to in a moment. But yeah, hell yeah, let's go for it. So this was fun for me too, because as you know, I hadn't taken on an actual comp prep client in a while. So I was like, you know what? I'm excited to have somebody who's in that mindset, but that we don't have the pressure of the stage in front of us.
Right.
And for you, that was like that's not really my goal. I just want to feel like a badass in my own body.
Right.
So tell me when we first started, tell me about your hesitations or your concerns going into it.
Um, I think just building that trust and trusting the process. I remember there was that time where you're like, all right, well, you're gonna have to start thinking about some of the foods that you love and you're gonna have to eliminate. And I'm like, but I love this yogurt. Like I can't give up this keto yogurt. Like it fits in my macros and it's delicious. And what? I have to give that up. And so I think like that was a huge thing for me, was just trusting the process. I'm like, okay. And you would say, just give it a week, maybe two, and then we can go from there. And always by the end of that like 2 week, I'd be like, oh, this is easy. I got this. Like it's working. We're seeing changes. Like, so just those little things are like, okay, she says I have to do this. And then I would do it and it would work. So it
So
was
I
amazing.
think for you, it was really, you trusted me, and I've really honored you for that the entire way through, because you were always like, you know what do I have to lose? I'll give it a shot. And I think the fact was that your ability to say, I'm going to try it, I'm going to suspend whatever beliefs or attachments that I have and say it's not
Mhm.
forever, I'm going to try it out. And I always told you too, maybe it won't make any difference. And if it doesn't make a difference, then okay, cool. You get to
Right.
keep those things, right? And I
Hmm.
also didn't start you there. Like I didn't start out by saying, here's all the things I need you to eliminate today.
Right.
We started with the macros. I was like, enjoy all the things because they may not stay in there forever. So do what you like for now. And then
Right.
it wasn't until we would hit a sticking point where I would say, okay, Allison, let me take a closer look at what you're eating, and
Hmm.
they might need to go. And then it always, like you said, it would get you through that plateau. And usually you would find, wow, I'm feeling better, it's clearing
Right.
up my skin, or it's helping with inflammation, or my gut, or there were all
Hmm.
other things. So you really took everything I asked you to look at, all of your biofeedback every week, and learned a lot about yourself through this process.
Yes, absolutely. The thing I think shocked me the most was the stevia, and how you mentioned, it can cause cravings and different things. And when I added barbecue sauce to chicken, and I'm like, I'm craving all sorts of stuff. And it was the sugar that was in the barbecue sauce. So that was like mind blowing to me.
Yep. So yeah, I was gonna say what surprised you the most. That was a big one. I do remember that. And all the sweeteners,
Hmm.
what's that first, the sucralose in the
Yeah.
supplements.
Yeah, sucralose is in everything. Like when you brought my attention to that and I like started reading every label, I was like, it's in this and it's in this and it's in this. Like, and to be able to eliminate those things, I pretty much eliminated them completely, and to notice the difference in how I felt and how the cravings would completely go away, and the inflammation was better, and just everything was better after just removing sucralose. It was a challenge. It was hard. You really had to read every label, but when
You
do
realize
this.
that something so small can be having such
Yeah.
a large effect.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
And
there's stuff out
then,
there that can replace those things, so that's okay.
yep. So you were able to find all kinds of replacements, right? We definitely recognized stevia wasn't having the same impact that sucralose was.
Yeah,
And then it was like, okay, let's try taking the stevia out. And so you're able to see how all these little things change. And then with that knowledge, it's, well, what do I want to do about this going forward? When we got to, and we'll get to this later, but when we got to the reverse part of your diet, it was like, okay, now that you have the knowledge you have, you can experiment, you can bring these things back in, see how you feel, and then you have an educated decision to make
right.
about how do I want to feel? Is it worth it to me and is it not? Sometimes I'm sure it is, sometimes maybe not.
That's true.
So let's talk about your accomplishments because you had quite a few. So tell me a little bit about, for you, what were the most meaningful wins over the 6 months?
Well, it's hard to see like while you're in it. That was the interesting thing to me. I mean, you see the inches going down and you see the scale going down and you take the pictures every week and you're like, okay, I'm looking good. But then it's when you compare, for me, it was when I compared from when I started with you till when I ended. And that was the biggest, like, whoa, like to see the changes in my legs and my butt. I was just like, wow, like in that short amount of time, just to see the transformation in my legs and my butt, which have always been my problem area and the part I hated the most. It was, I don't know, just the greatest thing ever to see that, that hard work. And it was hard, but it wasn't like so hard, but that hard work paid off in such a short amount of time, just trusting you, trusting the process, putting in the work and seeing those changes. Like, yeah, it still blows my mind.
Your pictures at the end were absolutely incredible.
And I still have a lot to go. I plan on building more muscle and different things, but seriously, like that's the biggest accomplishment for me. I think just knowing that I did that, I put in the work, I'm growing those muscles, um, and there are changes that can happen.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Shape. We were grinding those bikes 3 days a week. You were
3 days
crushing,
a week. Yep.
so consistent. Probably one of my most consistent clients ever. You really took the prep mindset and put yourself fully into it and leaned on me in those moments that I'm hungry, this and that. And we were able to troubleshoot in the moment. Try this, try that. Okay. Part of it is like, this is part of a journey. It's going to happen, but we had
Right.
the end in sight. And that's
Mm-hmm.
such a powerful thing to do when you're not just losing weight to just try to lose weight and there's no end date. It's different when you knew that there was, my end date is coming and then we're going to reverse.
Right.
So it helped you through those tough moments of, man, I remember you sharing with me, I probably would have given up,
Yes.
right? If we didn't have this thing on the calendar and I wasn't working with a coach and there wasn't somewhere I could go to like ask you if this is normal, ask you if we need to change something, and just came and vented. I told you, like, you're allowed to curse, you're allowed to do whatever you need to
Well,
do.
and you said like, okay, well, we can stop now. And then I remember like texting you and I was like, we are not stopping. We are going forward. No. Like I thought about it after you were done. And I was like, no, we're not stopping.
I loved that too, because anytime I was like, well, it was almost like reverse psychology. You were like, nope, I'm
Yeah.
committed, we're going all the way. It was fully in your core. You totally owned your journey. So congrats on that.
Yes. No.
Let's see. Talk a little bit about what was tough, what surprised you. What part of coaching did you enjoy the most?
I think just having you available. I mean, you were pretty much available anytime. So if I had a question, I could reach out to you. And I wasn't expecting an answer right away, but you usually responded fairly quickly. But just being able to bounce ideas and thoughts and questions and I want more training in this. I have questions on that. How do I fit more macros, protein in? What you want me to cut my fat, but what am I supposed to cut out? Like, just having that person to bounce the ideas off of that has the knowledge that, just was there every step of the way, day or night. It was seriously amazing because having that support I mean, yeah, I have my husband, but he doesn't know, you know, what fats to take out. He's like, I don't know, take out the ranch. I'm like, I don't eat ranch. Like, so yeah, I think just having that support, that constant support, no matter if it was food, diet, hormones, you know, just all around
All
support.
the things. And if I didn't know the answer, I was going to go find it because I love this stuff. And it was like a
Yeah.
geek out moment for me. Whenever you ask me something, I'm like, ooh, okay, let me send her this video or this article or
Mm-hmm.
whatever resource I can to help bring this home.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. I always say that the best clients are the ones that are asking the questions because that's how I know that you're taking it seriously.
Right.
If I don't hear from you, I'm going to just, my assumption is like you're probably half-assing it. I'm hearing from you, it means you're stumbling through it and you're figuring it out and you want to know more. So that's awesome. So
Yeah.
thank you for using that resource. That makes all the difference, honestly, with most people. If I'm here for you, but I can't help it if you're not asking, if you're not reaching out. So
Right. Yeah.
absolutely. What would you recommend if somebody was kind of on the fence about getting a coach or not? What would you say to them?
Oh, I would say do it 100%. 100%. It's worth every dollar spent just because it gives you that groundwork to where to start. You know, figure out macros is so confusing. And then the workouts, and then I mean the biofeedback was a shocker to me. So when you look at how you're feeling and sleeping, people don't think about those things when they're just trying to lose weight. So a coach is definitely helpful to get started. And even, you know, in my process, I lost 100 pounds without you, but to get to that next level was so helpful in just opening my mind to different thoughts and possibilities. So it's definitely worth the investment.
And what I always say, and you're a perfect example of this, and why I wanted to bring you on, is my goal is always for my clients to graduate from me. If I did my job, then you should have the tools and the expertise and the mindset to take this forward on your own and keep pedaling and keep running with it and pay it forward to others. And you're a great
Right.
example of that. So tell me a little bit about what's next for you. Do you have
I,
goals ahead? Where's your life taking you?
life is taking me crazy places like Japan, which is scary. Um, but for me personally, so I am diving into the aspect of coaching. I want to get a little more nutrition under my belt and a little more, um, not necessarily personal training, but learn more about personal training. And then you don't know this, but I think I want to try another prep in the beginning of 2024. So I'm going to give
Ooh.
myself a year to build muscle, to, you know, do all that, be in maintenance, not worry about cutting calories, give myself a solid year. And then I think in 2024, I want to try another prep. I don't think I want to do the stage thing still, but we'll see when it comes around. But I do want to try exactly what we did, but in about a year from now. So
I
that's,
love that.
yeah.
I love it because your mindset was in such a great space of like when we came to the end, it was embracing the reverse, embracing, you're gonna gain. We got you to a really lean body fat percentage. I think you're at like 15% when we ended, something like that.
Like 16.
Yeah, super low. So, and you lost your period, and it was like, okay, let's get all these things back. We did a happy dance when your period came back
Oh
finally.
my gosh, yes.
And so you did all of those things and you're embracing that building stage, which is so important that even competitors seem to miss the mark on that by going after prep after prep after prep and just tanking their hormones. Even on keto, we did everything very carefully and
Mhm.
healthy as much as we could, but there is some health that's going to detract when we get that lean. And so, and everybody's different, but where you might experience amenorrhea and where your hormones start to go out of whack is going to be different at different body fat percentages for people. So it's really important when we get that lean we got to put some body fat back on and then focus
Right.
on building muscle. So I think this is fantastic goal for you moving forward. You're going to be navigating things in Japan while working on building. Definitely not a time to be focused on a cut. And you don't need it right now. You're in a really great, healthy place. And so
Yeah.
that's so exciting. And I can't wait to see where you take it with being able to help others do similar things that you've done. Um, you're on my short list to talk through a mentorship. Bronson and I are looking at putting something together for coaches that we eventually want to build out into a coaching certification. So I'll definitely be in touch about that.
Amazing.
Just excited for you and all of the next chapter things that are coming down the pike for you.
Yep.
Any last words? Anything you want to share? Anybody for anybody kind of early on in their journey? Any advice you would give them?
No, just take the plunge and get a coach for real, because it will help you get to whatever goal or next level you want to get to, because that support, that knowledge, all of that whole package is definitely worth it. So do it.
Just do it.
Just
All
do
right.
it.
Thank you so much, Allison. I'm
Yeah.
so excited for you and
Thank you.
congrats on those
Thank
fabulous photos you landed with too. You look gorgeous.
you.